Good afternoon, everybody. I hope that you all are staying warm inside and maybe got outside to play in some snow. I'm Sammy Kincaid, your public information officer, joined today with Deputy Chief Tyler Chandler and
Hey,
also
folks.
Rich Frankich. And we're going to give you just some updates on what's going on in the city of Mount Juliet. But first off, how are both of you doing today?
Rich, I'll let you go first.
Doing great, Sammy. Thank you.
Yep, all good on my end. Got a little bit of a hoarse voice. I think it's from shoveling snow.
Or
Last
pushing
night on my
cars?
driveway, I was out there about an hour and a half trying to get it shoveled. I have a steep driveway, so I have to keep it shoveled so I can get in and out pretty easy.
Yeah, no, that is important to be able to get in and out because you were here late pushing some cars. You
Yeah.
and Chief Mullins were here late pushing some
Right.
cars out of
It's
some
part of
ditches.
it.
Yeah, part
How
of
was
it.
your
But
morning? Did you get out in the snow with the little one?
I did. I got to,
Yeah.
and I feel bad because we came to the conclusion that she absolutely loves snow, and I am not a
Okay.
cold weather person. And
Got
so
it.
she absolutely had a blast though, and she
Awesome.
was sad to come inside, but it was pretty chilly whenever it was like 9 degrees when we were out there, so needed to come inside and warm up. But it was a
Right,
lot of
right.
fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and jump into some updates. Let's start with Public Works.
Sure.
They have been going around the clock working, plowing, laying down more salt. They were actually working until 2 this morning, trying to plow those roads and salting those roads just to try to make them a little bit more drivable, which I think you can see their efforts have definitely paid off today. It is still pretty slick though, so make sure you're still
Right.
staying careful if you're out there driving, because there are still a lot of cars that are getting stuck, and W Chief will touch on that in a little bit, but their
Yeah.
efforts are definitely paying off what they've been able to do. You're going to see them plowing again today throughout the afternoon. They'll be plowing more. So make sure that you're just staying out of their way as they're plowing, especially whenever they're coming down Mount Juliet Road. They work as a tandem. And so you just want to make sure you give them the space that they need so that they can get the job done and get the roads back to what we are used to seeing them as. So that's the big thing from Public Works. What's going on the
Yeah.
police side?
Yeah. Police side, we've been answering those calls for service like we've been throughout the whole winter storm. We've noticed that the crashes have increased a little bit. The calls for service about vehicles off the road and stuck have increased a little bit. And that's because there's more traffic on the road and a lot of extra confidence with folks driving around. They think that the roads are maybe more clear than what they actually are. There's still a lot of ice out there, even if it looks wet. It's likely ice in different sections. Really, you don't know for sure that the road is completely clear unless it's dry. And it's a lot easier and safer to drive at the higher speeds. We actually had a police vehicle run off the road after hitting a patch of ice this afternoon. And we had, of course, deal with that. No injuries involved, thankfully, single vehicle crash. But when he started to lose control, he ensured he took the path of least resistance and not into traffic because that vehicle was going towards traffic. And he just continued off into a little field to avoid crashing into any cars or any other types of objects. So you have to be super careful if you are out driving. We're still advocating folks just to stay home if you can. There's a lot of vehicles out there that are having a hard time, and that's your two-wheel drive cars. The all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles are making it fine, but they have to go, slower speeds than usual. And you want to leave plenty of distance between you and other vehicles around you. No sudden movements, no hard braking, no quick acceleration, and you'll be fine if you have to get out. If you look at our incidents, yesterday we had one crash. So far today, we've had two. Disabled motorists yesterday or stuck motorists. We've had 49, and then today so far 14. We checked on three different incidents of animals who we needed to do a welfare check on yesterday. Today, none of that. Two welfare checks yesterday, and we actually took a heater to someone that needed a heater. Just want to remind folks, if you know of anyone or yourself needs some extra heat because you have maybe your heating system at your home is broke or you're out of firewood, whatever it may be, please give us a call and we will have a heater delivered to you if it's a true need. Just give us a call. We'll load a heater up into a police car. That officer will bring it to you and help you get it installed and plugged up so you have proper heat. Only one welfare check today and 5 incidents of officers sledding with children yesterday, and so far just 1 today. So our officers, when they're out and about, Sammy, you've seen it, Rich, you've seen it too, and I think you've sled yourself a little bit. But when our officers see, families having a good time with the sled, they like to stop a little bit, jump on the sled themselves, and have a good time. So that's always awesome to see.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was actually riding along with some of those officers yesterday, and it was a
Okay.
lot of fun sledding with them. But I'm looking for a snowball fight. Where's the snowball fights at? Let's get some officers and some snowball fights.
Right. Hey, it gets really cold when you do the snowball fights and in the snow, we wear the outer carrier vest now, and it gets in your taser and in your extra magazines, your radio, whatever is all on your vest, and it's a lot harder to clean out with those outer carrier vests. But maybe we'll see some snowball fights before the storm's over.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And let's talk about fire because they as well have been responding, and it seems that their numbers have been down today as well. Yesterday, they had 7 medical calls. Today, they had 5. The alarms have been about the same at 5 each yesterday and today. But the citizen assist, that was 1 yesterday, 2 today. But the main message from the fire chiefs, it's really about the heating safety. If you have a space heater, make sure that that's at least 3 feet away from whatever is around it, just to make sure that you don't have a fire caused by one of those space heaters. Also, if you have a heating source, that you have a carbon monoxide detector. That's some of their calls. They've been having some carbon monoxide detectors going off, and it's better to have those detectors and make sure that everyone is staying safe and not breathing that in. So make sure if you do have that outside heating source that you do have that carbon monoxide detector. That's the big message. And also, they're really preparing right now because of the next few days. As Rich will touch on in just a little bit, it's going to be heating up some. And so the pipes is going to be the big concern in the next few days. So they're really preparing just in case if some people have some leaks, some water leaks, pipes bursting. So make sure you give them a call if something like that does happen, because that is what they're preparing for right now.
Yeah, very good information from them passed along to us about just being safe. We don't want to see anything happening to anyone during these incidents. And it's the 4 Ps we have to always look out when you have a winter storm: people, pets, pipes, and your plants, right? And definitely look after your neighbors, look after your pets, ensure that they're taken care of. And like you said, those pipes, space heaters that you have plugged in, you don't want it to catch anything on fire or have your pipes bust.
Absolutely. Well, Rich, what's the weather looking like?
Cold. Lots of
Very.
cold. Y'all, make sure you bundle up, right? So our coldest temperatures are going to be throughout the day today and into tonight. Wind chill temperatures are going to really be vicious. Make sure you're bundled up if you have to go outside. Highs through Wednesday are going to be into the 20s. But we're going to have a lot of good sunshine tomorrow, which is great to hear. Everybody loves that sunshine. The sunshine is going to help start that melting process a little bit. But be cautious overnight again. Once we have that melt during the day, it's going to potentially refreeze overnight, y'all. So be careful out driving. And then Thursday and Friday, we're expecting a little more winter precipitation again, most likely in the form of snow. But some of the temperature ranges that we're looking at on the forecast are anywhere from just a hair below freezing to right above freezing. So we could get a little bit of sleet. We could get some snow, but they're saying most likely around an inch or so in our areas. So we're going to get some kind of precipitation, most likely snow. But just remember, bitterly cold temperatures are going to return Friday and Saturday night, y'all. So it's going to be cold again all through this week. But next week, guess what? The warm temperatures are back. So hopefully that melt is going to, and we're going to get a lot of good wet roads. Our ground's going to get good and saturated. So we were in the drought. We're still technically in the drought, but hopefully that'll remedy itself a little bit when it warms up next week and everything melts.
Oh, absolutely. And something talking about the snow melting. Deputy Chief Tyler Chandler had a really good point yesterday when we were going live about how whenever are getting in your cars, make sure you're clearing off that snow that's on the top of your car, because as the snow starts to melt, and then it starts to refreeze, it becomes ice. And Deputy Chief, if you want to expand on that, just the safety measures with that.
Yeah, absolutely. You've probably seen, if you've been out, folks, and looked at your car, but you probably have anywhere from 5 to 8 inches on the top of your car. And as we have heating throughout the day, the radiant heat, as that car turns on and the heat hits the roof of that vehicle, it'll melt that little bit of snow that's touching your vehicle and then refreeze. And then it becomes a block of ice rather than just snow on top. And when that block of ice hits wind at high speeds at your drive, it'll come off as one piece and then hit the vehicle behind you. We have seen some serious crashes in years past where ice chunks have flown off cars, hit the windshield, gone through the windshield of vehicles behind them and injured people. And we just want folks clean all the snow off your car, from your hood to your trunk to the very top of your vehicle, to the stuff collected on the bumper and covering your license plate and your headlights. Take a little bit of extra time, clean that off. Right now, it's nice, soft snow, so you want to get it off. But as we continue to see the sunlight, the heating and the melting, it's going to be ice because it's going to stay super cold throughout the night and into the weekend. I've seen people send videos of them using a snow blower. Sammy, I think you saw the video from Jennifer Hamlin's husband using a snow blower, not snow blower, what was it? A leaf blower. But he turned his leaf blower into a snow blower and blew the snow off of his car. You have little things that you can wipe off that you get from different stores that are just for the snow. Be careful if you use a broom, that'll scratch your paint. If you have ice on your car, don't bang on it with a hammer. It'll put dents into your vehicle. But find you something nice and soft to get that snow off your car before you go out and about. And if you go out and about, not all the roads are clear. In fact, all the roads in the city really do have some form of snow and ice on them, even the interstates. On the interstate, you may have one or two lanes that look clear. They're still wet and freezing sections. Now, we've responded to incidents out there today where tractor trailers have slid into a guardrail or the median wall. We've seen crashes out there on the interstate where some people have spun off into the ditch. We've also seen incidents on Mount Juliet Road and Lebanon Road, but your main roads, of course, are a little bit more clear than your secondary roads. So Lebanon Road, Mount Juliet Road, the interstate have more clearing than other larger roads in our community, like Old Lebanon Dirt Road, Division Street, Belinda Parkway, Golden Bear as well. But, the larger roads that have more traffic, less snow and ice. And it kind of goes down from there. Your neighborhood roads are going to be the worst now because they don't get a lot of traffic, and the snow plows don't make it on those deep neighborhood streets because they're focused on the larger roads. So if you must get out, do it safely, drive slow, leave plenty of room between you and other vehicles, no sudden movements, no hard braking, no quick acceleration, and definitely clean the snow off your car. We don't want to see anyone hurt by a chunk of ice flying into cars behind you.
Ice and snow, take it slow.
Yeah, Rich, I think Rich has something like that. Rich,
Yeah,
talk
graphic.
about that. There you go. Clean it off your vehicle. Keep it slow. Don't use cruise control. So Rich already had that graphic ready to go. What else do you have on that graphic, Rich?
Yeah, definitely. You pretty much cover the bulk of it there, but yeah, definitely. Most importantly, like Deputy Chief talked about, y'all, make sure you clean that vehicle off, because as he went through and described to y'all, we can cause some serious damage to vehicles behind us while we're driving, especially if you happen to get on one of the main roads and get some speed up a little bit or get out on the interstate. That wind's going to catch it just right, and it's going to fly off and hit somebody behind you. And that's the last thing we want. We don't want to end up unintentionally causing damage or injury to someone else with some ice flying off of our cars, right? And don't use cruise control on your cars on these kind of road conditions, because if you get hit a patch of black ice or a patch of snow and slush just right, your car is going to want to keep going, whatever you have your cruise set at, 60 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, whatever set your cruise at, your car is going to want to keep going that speed, but you're trying to slow it down and get off to the side of the road safe, and it's going to cause a really unsafe condition. You're going to lose control of your car, end up wiping out or getting into a crash. And last, and probably, in my opinion, one of the most important tips on this slide, leave extra space between you, especially those snow plows. If you come up on some snow plows or some salt trucks that are out there working, give them plenty of room to do what they have to do, because they're going a little slower, so they can make sure they get things as safe as they can for you and all of us out there doing what we do. Give them the space to do what they have to do. Periodically, you'll see us get out there and help those guys get out and do what they do. We'll get behind them and give them some extra room, throw our emergency lights on. It's just so they can be a little safer doing what they got to do.
Sure. Want to mention one thing too with the yellow tape you may see on an abandoned vehicle on the side of the road. That means it's been checked by a emergency responder, probably a police officer. What we do is if they respond to an abandoned vehicle, it's called tagging it. They'll take a short little piece of yellow tape that they have and tie it to the driver side view mirror near the driver door, just to show other emergency responders that it's been checked. And of course, our dispatch, if we do get a call, they'll ask the caller, did you see yellow tape from that side view mirror? And it means it has been checked. It just helps save resources, makes it more efficient. So we're not constantly checking the same car overnight. So if you see that, it's not some type of sign that there's a deeper emergency. It actually means that car has been checked and cleared and everything is good with it. And we're just waiting for the snow to clear so that motorists can come back to their car, retrieve it, and get back on the road. What else you got for us, Sammy?
That's about it. Also, just during this time, we've hit on it a couple times, but make sure you're supporting those local businesses. I'm sure you have family and friends that are a part of those local businesses. And with the weather and the roads the way they are, I definitely feel for those local businesses because they're not able to open up the way they normally would. So make sure you're supporting, shopping online. A lot of them have some deals going on right now. So make sure you take advantage of some of those deals and help the local businesses out. So I think they would really appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. They've been closed how many days now? It'll
I
be
think it's
what?
2 to 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
About
two
three.
to three. What's today, guys? Tuesday?
I'm losing track of
It
days.
runs together, doesn't it?
Yeah. When you work through your weekend, you lose that for sure.
Absolutely. But that's all I have, unless you guys have something. We'll be keeping updates throughout the day. I'm sure that you'll see us going live again to kind of give some updates, how everything's looking out on the roadways. But as always, reach out if you need help. If somebody that you know needs help, needs a heater, like W Chief was saying, please just let us know and we'll make sure that they get the help that they need. But we hope you all have a great rest of the day.
Yeah, awesome. Sammy and Jake, I'm gonna put him in real quick. Jake is our multimedia specialist. Jake, say hello.
What's going on?
Okay, good deal. Everyone thinks he's my son. He's not. He is our amazing multimedia specialist who takes photos, but he was able to upload some photos for us, Sammy, about the roads. And the photo you see on the screen is Mount Juliet Road. Looks like Woodridge is up ahead, and it's coming down the hill from the library. And you can see kind of what the clearing looks like. It's still wet. Some sections are dry. Some sections have ice in it. The center turn lane, of course, still has snow and ice, and you definitely want to be very, very careful when you're out and about. And some other pretty shots that he has, downtown Mount Juliet, Vintage Station, the railroad tracks, and some other vehicles pulling off of Old Lebanon Dirt Road onto Mount Juliet Road, and one of our police vehicles driving through the parking lot at the Providence 14 Theater in the mall area. And I guess that's the Christmas store with the Christmas tree and the old antique truck. That's a pretty shot. And there's our public works team out where they have been plowing and snowing throughout the day. So all very pretty photos of what the city between the lakes looks like on a snowy day, where we got about anywhere, I think, from 6 to 8 inches across the city. You want to take questions? See if we got any questions on here.
Yeah.
One quick note, by the way, folks, city offices are closed again tomorrow out of an abundance of caution. So city offices, city records and court office. So if you have any business with city, unfortunately, just out of abundance of caution for all of our teams, city offices are closed again tomorrow as well.
Good deal. Sally here, she is does a lot with the bicyclists. She says the bike lanes and sidewalks are still covered. Absolutely. And those probably won't clear until it really warms up. Let's see here. Got a Stephen Sloan from McKenzie, Tennessee, just saying hello. Dana here just wants an update on the weather coming in Thursday, Friday. And Rich, what they say? Maybe an inch?
Possibly upwards of an inch of some sort of winter precipitation. So, yeah, we're going to get a little more fun stuff this week.
Okay. Then just
of course, I'm the weird one that calls it fun stuff. But
yeah, we don't quit wishing for snow for us.
Did you not hear
We're
me at
over
the
it.
beginning of this, Rich? I don't do the cold weather.
After a day, we're over it.
Yeah.
Officially, this
People
still
are-
isn't the blizzard I've been dreaming for.
People are stuck inside, and they want to get outside. Let's see here from Steve, who or what is responsible for Springmont Boulevard? That's a road outside of the city limits. That's not a state road, so that'll be county would be responsible for that. Have we heard from Bart Barker on the schools? And did we have an update for Thursday, Friday, or he just gave an update for Wednesday, right? We know they're
I've only seen the update for Wednesday, but
Yeah.
I'm sure Bart has something very creative that he's cooking up today to give an update on Thursday and Friday if they'll be, whether it's open or closed.
sure. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
He always has some very amazing updates with when school is closed. So, and Dana agrees, Rich. We like one snow and we like it to melt the next day. Same with one. No snow.
I know my team snow is very small in number.
Okay. Absolutely. Well, what else we got to talk about? That's about it. Nothing, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing. So we'll probably do another update tomorrow if we keep having impacts, I guess, probably around the 2:30, 3 o'clock time frame.
Yeah. No, that sounds great.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, again, I hope that everyone has a great rest of your day. Enjoy the snow while you do have it for maybe another day or so, and stay safe. Please stay safe.
All right, folks. Jake, tell everyone goodbye.
See you guys. Be safe.
All right.